What's going on, guys? Bringing you a different style of video here, so definitely let me know what you think. It is going to be me working with a couple different sets of buyers over a couple of different days. So it'll just be me in the car talking and just giving you the recap of each of the houses that we've seen. So that is what you're getting into. Hope you enjoy it. Leave me some feedback and let me know if it's something that you want to continue seeing. All right, here we go. I just went to a house in Hope Mills that is behind me that way. But there was an awesome couple. They are they're military. They're here. They're looking around for them. They just had a new baby, so they want to get out of the apartments they're in, which I totally understand and get and respect. They're getting out of that so they can find a house, and that's what we've been looking for. We've seen a bunch so far. I say a bunch. We've seen like 7. This would be 8 that we just looked at here in Hope Mills. And that house, and honestly, it looked pretty good. It was pretty dated. There was some things that could be updated just to make it a little bit better. But overall, not a terrible home. The VA would hit on some things on there for sure. Plus, we would have to, we would want to ask for some stuff on here. It's just the kind of market where we would want to make some asks, and we would have some repairs come through, and that's just kind of how it is. So anyways, that is what we're doing now. We are headed out from the Hope Mills area, which there's a lot coming up to do in Hope Mills, and we're headed back over to Fayetteville, a little bit closer to Bragg, to check out what they think of this next one. So recap so far. First one was good, a little bit dated. There's some concerning things in there that we would definitely want repaired from the bat, that a home inspection would reveal. They might reveal something a little bit deeper, so that's why we always like to look out for, or that's why I always like to look out for buyers, especially first-time buyers, so they don't get in over their head. There looks like there should be, could be some concerning things in there. As long as the sellers are willing to play ball and do the right thing, then I think that it would be fine. Otherwise, looked like a pretty good house, cool little neighborhood, no HOA there, so that's a plus. Sometimes you can definitely see where like people are taking advantage of no HOA and parking a million cars on their lot. But it wasn't too bad overall. Nice little neighborhood feel, a lot of kids and families, so really not too bad. But yeah, I will keep you updated on the next one. All right, finished showing number 2. That one looked a lot better. Not as many repairs. Carpet had some stains. It's right off of 87 in Fayetteville, so a little bit closer to Bragg. It's like right off of 95, all that good stuff. So pretty quick shot over. We're gonna go check out one more. It's in the College Lake subdivision, so a little bit older of homes, but actually a really cool little neighborhood that can be tucked back there. So it just kind of depends on the area of College Lake and all that, but I think it's a really good priced house, a lot of square footage. If it flows right, it could be the one for them. This last one is going to be hard to beat, so fingers crossed. We'll see what they end up deciding. If they end up deciding to do anything today. We thought we found some last time, but then we had some new inventory pop up. Like I said, it's just the state of things. A lot of different stuff to choose from, so we're just kind of going around taking a look, avoiding that shiny object syndrome, but really just kind of finding out which one is the best. The last one for this particular couple and their needs and everything, it actually did seem to be probably one of the better ones that we looked at. That's the first one they said, like, you know what, we actually like this one the best. They're not a super easy sell, and that's not a bad thing, but it's just something that they're looking for. So they have their particularities, or is that a word? Particularities. They're particular about certain things at the home, which they should be, because they have a new baby. It's in a cul-de-sac, so it's a great super family-friendly little area. So it should be pretty nice. But yeah, we'll see if that one ends up being the one. If not, we'll just continue on. We'll see how this one in College Lakes goes. But I think that last one would set them up pretty good. All right. Last update, last showing of the evening. Not too bad. It's only like 7 o'clock. But that's the one. That's the winner. So super awesome. Very happy for him. It looks like a super great house. Out in College Lakes, a little bit older of a neighborhood, but definitely has some really good houses out there. There's good areas and bad areas everywhere, and this is in a really good spot. So I'm happy for them. I think it works really well with their commute and everything that they're trying to do, all their goals. It only took a few houses to get to the decision, but it is a good and it's a big decision. decision. So we want to make sure to do everything right for these people, and that's the goal of every transaction, is making sure that we're doing everything right. So we put in an offer on this house, and hopefully we're gonna get it for them. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for coming along. We have some more showings starting tomorrow morning, so I will keep you in the loop. All right, bye. What's going on, guys? Good morning. We are back at it again with with a different client this morning. Going back actually to that first house that I toured with my buyers yesterday, the ones that we found. The one last night I let you know is in that College Lakes area. It's a great house, super cool house. So excited for those guys. They're getting an offer out there today, so just need some signatures and all that fun stuff. More information than you need, I know. But I'm going to meet with this lady today. Her and her family are looking at that same home in Hope Mills. Did have a little, like, some cosmetic stuff going on with it. Probably going to find some things in the inspection report and all that good stuff. But if they love it and that's the one for them, then that's the one that that we'll go with. Didn't see anything major, but definitely did see some repairs coming out of it. So we'll see what kind of feedback that she has, her and her family have. We're actually going to go see a bunch of different ones today, so that's why I'm doing this kind of video this week, where I'm just recapping as I go and work with these clients. So I'm doing some more this morning, tomorrow morning, as well as Saturday morning, starting bright and early, 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. is as early as you can show a lot of these houses. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So I'll give you the update on what she says on this house in Hope Mills as soon as I'm done. All right, so one showing done. We have, I think, 5 more to go. Don't quote me on it. We have a few more to go. Anyways, yesterday I did say on that house specifically that there is some stuff, some repairs and some work to be done. Pointed out the same thing to these buyers. There's just a difference between certain people because they love that house. It's perfect for them. Number one house. They're cool with, like, the level of repairs that it might need, and it's some stuff that these folks are FHA, so an FHA appraiser is definitely going to hit on a couple of those things. Plus, it's always good to just, and just make sure that the house is repaired up to a certain standard, with all the major things that could be going on with it. The thing back there that would be considered the most major is the HVAC. If they have service records showing that, like, hey, we've been keeping up with it, it's just an older system, but it works fine, and that's great. That's something that's awesome. If they don't have that and it still works, that's good, but it could go out any second, and you don't really want to walk into that on your new house. So that's something that could come up, but let them know about that, and that's not, like, too much of a concern for them, so that's fine. That's the risk that they're willing to take. And my position is, like, if you know all the information and you know what you're walking into, then that's awesome. I'm gonna look out for you the best I can and give you my recommendations on that. So they so far have accepted some of the risks. We're still gonna see these other houses to compare it to and just see what works best for them. But yeah, so far that's their number one. I'll let you guys know on the next one. Man, that house was awesome. It's a 2013 build. It looked and felt new. It felt like new construction, really, really well maintained. I let her know, I was like, hey, this sets the standard for, like, how well maintained a property can be. So let's keep this in mind. That one would have been perfect for them, except the backyard didn't have any grass. They have a fur baby. They actually have a pit bull. So we've been looking in exclusively non-HOA type areas. They let me know, like, the dog is, like, super sweet, which I know that those can just be misunderstood breeds at times. Definitely depends on how you raise it. Anyways, I'm not a dog expert at all, but I did let them know, I was like, hey, this house is awesome. Like, if we had a yard for your pup, it would be great. It would be a great one to lock up. But unfortunately, it was all paved in the back. So I know a house that is super great. It has a fully paved backyard. It has a detached garage, workshop area along with the actual garage that's in the house. It is, yeah, the backyard is awesome. It's just like it's like rock gardens and stuff like that throughout. It has another covered area, or sky's the limit. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do back there. Like, it is pretty cool. So anyways, that would have been an awesome house. No grass for them. Too bad. We are moving on to the next house. All right, so finished up with, what was that, 1, 2, 3, is that 3? Yeah, 3, and then going to 4. We got 5 scheduled for today before noon, so that'll be some good stuff. Anyways, that house looked great. It was all brick, no HOA neighborhood. Like I said, we were looking for that because of the dog. And yeah, I mean, it's a good looking house, all brick. The roof looked pretty awesome. It was built in 95, but they actually did some pretty good improvements onto the house as well, so we'd be checking into that a little bit just to make sure that they did everything right. It looks like they did. They knew what they were doing. Whoever ended up, they converted the garage into another master bedroom, so there's actually 2 master bedrooms in there. The work was done really, really good. Always kind of skeptical about things like that, but it looked really nice. So I think that would be a pretty good choice for them. The backyard was huge. It was great. They had a storage building in the back. The door in the storage building looked like it was going to fall off, but it also didn't look, like the worst thing in the world. Yeah, it looked like it could be easily fixed, and it's also the storage building, so they're concerned with like that primary residence mostly. We could see if maybe they could do us a favor on that storage building, just get that door hung correctly, so they can actually access it. Otherwise, didn't see a whole lot going on. Gutters, just gutters needed some love, and if that's the worst of it, then that's not too bad. So anyways, 2 more, let you know how it goes, let you know what they decide, if they decide anything today. So far it hasn't been like, oh my gosh, this is the one, but that one was, yeah, just getting better and better every time we look at stuff. All right, keep you updated. Bye. So their words are, this is getting tougher and tougher because the houses keep getting better and better. Honestly, yeah, they do. And it does help seeing these in person. That house that we were at, it looked like the wallpaper was going to be just like the biggest issue with it, because number one, it has wallpaper, and that can be difficult, especially if it's not done right. Well, whoever did the wallpaper in there, they did a good job. They liked it a lot. That's what's most important. They liked it a lot. So what I let them know is when the decisions start to get hard like this, because there didn't really look to be anything wrong with that house either. They're like, this one moved up to the number 1. It's like, that's great. There was just a little bit of a price cut on it, so it looks like they're willing to move off. It was a little bit of one, so we could ask for maybe a little bit more when it comes down to negotiating stuff, and they're more likely to accept, because it seems like that's what they're willing to do, as far as like just kind of cutting it down to try to get some sort of offer on it. Anyways, it's been sitting for like 32 days, which is pretty normal in this market. I don't think that there is any reason why we couldn't work something out for them on that house. We have 1 more to see. My piece of advice to them is, like, I know that these like are all kind of like blowing you away. Take the opportunity, or take the time to digest them, and then pick your top 3. After the top 3, because we've seen 6, but like my advice is going to be like, take the top 3, and of those top 3, those are the ones to seriously consider. From there, we're gonna see what kind of deals we can work. We can like really get into like, okay, well, this is what this is going to take to make this the ideal house for you. And that's unless we walk into this last one and it's like, oh man, this is the house. Because this last one, I think these sellers are super motivated because they are offering a lot of stuff on the house. So they're offering like $15,000 in use as you choose incentives for a buyer, and that's pretty good. So anyways, it's getting a harder decision for them. We'll see what ends up happening and keep you all updated. All right, so that was it. The houses tended to get better and better and better, unfortunately, until that last one. Last one was not bad, not great. I told them what I would tell kind of anybody looking at that house, like, hey, they're giving a lot of stuff to this, which is really cool. But it looks like most of that stuff is actually going to get eaten up by that $15,000 that they're giving for it. Just in a little like cosmetic fix-ups, like if you can live with it, then that's fine, like carpet paint, whatever. When I did open the crawl space, there was a duct that was just just immediately like hanging, touching the ground. It wasn't completely dry. There was no vapor barrier. Not the biggest deal, but I mean, like, it still wasn't completely dry. There was an air duct that was just hanging on the ground there that it looks like it was definitely not doing its job in the home, and that was just like at first glance I couldn't really like squat and get like completely under and in there, but just like from like opening that up, it's like, this is something to think about like before getting into this, before like completely committing to this house. You want to know like the ins and outs. You want to know what your like initial deposit is going to get, because if you change your mind during that due diligence process, that's fine, but you don't get your deposit back. You don't get your home inspection stuff back. So if you know going in, it's like, okay, well, that's going to be an issue. Like, do I want to deal with that or no? Which is a good thing to ask yourself. So that's what I pointed out. There's a couple, like, I mean, the rest of it was just like mainly cosmetic. There was some landscaping stuff that I would get taken care of. A bunch of vines and stuff growing, which is like no big deal normally, because like vines are cool, but they do bring critters in, and the closer to the house they grow, the closer the critters come to the house. And the main ones that we're concerned with are the wood destroying ones. So termites for sure, any type of carpenter ants, or those carpenter bees. So that's something that you don't want in the house. And if you have vegetation that's already touching the house, then it just increases the likelihood. If you have good like termite baits and stuff, then that's going to be fine as well. There's definitely ways to mitigate all of that. But just stuff that I noticed on the house that I let them know about beforehand. I don't try to sway decisions too much, but I do let them know, it's like, hey, this is what you're getting into, or like, hey, this one looks great. I think they have some really good choices, so we'll let you know what they pick. Like I said, I gave them some homework. I said let's narrow it down to the top 3, and from there we'll relook at those either in person or just take like more of a magnifying glass to them, and that would be me just digging into the transaction documents to see what I can discover and uncover up front before we do an offer with a deposit. So anyways, trying to look out for them the best way. Thanks for coming along the journey. It's been pretty fun the last couple days working with these sets of buyers. I'm working with one tomorrow and over the weekend. I was going to include that video in here, but I think I might just record that and save it for later. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought. Just my thoughts in between houses as we went along here. All right, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.